Twitch's top female creator attacked? Viewbotting scandals? The CEO partying with influencers a third of his age? TwitchCon 2025 was a security nightmare.
Hey, I snuck in. I don't know what else to say.
And it's got us asking the question, is Twitch falling apart in front of our eyes? Here's what happened. Emery was assaulted at her own meet and greet. And the CEO, Dan Clancy, he told press that the security was the best it's ever been. Hours later, he's out dancing at the TwitchCon after party. But TwitchCon is just the symptom. While Dan Clancy plays DJ and deflects criticism, the platform has been bleeding money for a decade, inflating viewer numbers to scam advertisers and looking the other way while extremist communities thrive. What's going on at Twitch? From billion-dollar failures to CEO negligence, we're exposing how the platform went from streaming's crown jewel to Amazon's most embarrassing liability. Amazon paid nearly $1 billion for Twitch back in 2014. More than a decade later, and the platform is still hemorrhaging money. An internal source at Twitch told us something wild. The platform pulled in a nearly $2 billion in revenue last year. $2 billion. But somehow, they're still losing money.
Where we say we need to run it sustainably, but I'll be blunt, we aren't profitable at this point. Amazon has been extremely supportive of Twitch.
After 11 years of ownership, it's got Amazon executives asking not so quietly, was buying Twitch a mistake? So Twitch went into panic mode. Amazon slashed hundreds of jobs, pulling the plug on entire regions like South Korea, citing high network costs. Then they scrapped exclusive contracts, letting top talent like Dr. Lupo, Sykkuno, and Myth walk away to YouTube rather than pay to keep them. And DJ Dan Clancy, well, he defended this, saying that ending these big money deals would make Twitch strong on the path to profitability. Their biggest creators are leaving for competitors, and they're calling that strength? That's not strategy. That's just damage control. But it gets worse, because in early 2024, Twitch laid off 500 employees, nearly a third of its entire staff. An inside source told us at Spilled that many Twitch employees now fear that the platform will become a zombie brand at Amazon, alive in name but dead in importance. Much like Amazon's previous acquisition, Goodreads, that has been left to rot. And if Goodread isn't a name that you've heard before, that's exactly my point. And when layoffs weren't enough, Twitch doubled and then tripled down on ads. Over the past couple years, they've pushed creators to run more pre-roll and mid-roll ads than ever, turning the platform into the equivalent of cable television, all in the name of chasing profitability.
Ads! So many ads! Oh my god, why so many ads?
But here's the thing. Twitch built its entire brand on empowering creators. Now it's forcing them to choose. Spam your audience with up to 8 minutes of unskippable ads, or watch your income crater. Creators push back.
I think out of pretty much every service that exists, Twitch's advertisement model is the worst.
Fans push back, but Twitch didn't care. Then came the real betrayal. For years, Twitch's top talent received a 70-30 split. Creators kept 70% of the revenue, and Twitch took 30%. But then, in 2022, Twitch killed the deal. Overnight, those same partners were dropped to 50-50. No warning, no negotiation. You lose half, Twitch takes half. That's when Twitch's competitors saw an opening. YouTube Gaming came with a 70-30 split and guaranteed salaries. Then Kick, backed by the crypto casino Stake, offered a 95-5 split. The math was simple. Take 50% on Twitch or 95% on Kick. And Kick was not bluffing. They wrote professional athlete-sized checks. The biggest, a reported $100 million for one of Twitch's top stars, XQC. So creators left. Valkyrie, Ludwig, Tim the Tapman, Sykkuno, Dr. Lupo, Courage. Twitch's top talent walked away and they just let it happen. Some eventually came back to multi-stream, but the damage was already done. Twitch's big response? Partner Plus. To get the old 70-30 split back, you need 350 paid subscribers for 3 consecutive months. That's only about 2% of the creators on the platform. Everyone else is still stuck at 50-50. Twitch created a problem and then sold a solution, but only to those who didn't need it. And if losing top creators wasn't enough, Twitch had another problem. Half of its audience might not even exist. For years, Twitch has been plagued by clankers, fake accounts that artificially inflate viewer count to make streams seem more popular than they really are. But in 2025, it reached absurd levels. According to a report published by industry insider Devin Nash, 80% of the top 500 Twitch streamers have been viewbotting. Twitch's response? Well, for years it was nothing. Nash says Twitch doesn't punish anyone for viewbotting unless the streamer literally shows the bots on screen. Even then, enforcement is selective. Rapper and now streamer Ray J openly admitted to viewbotting on the platform in July 2025.
Oh, yo, he viewbotting. So what?
And what did Twitch do about it? They looked the other way. There's no wonder why so many streamers botted their way to the top. It was practically encouraged. Finally, Twitch responded, and in August 2025, they rolled out a new detection tool that would nuke the clankers. The result? Thousands of streamers watched their viewership numbers tank overnight. Big channels and small creators all watched chunks of their audience disappear, while concurrent viewership numbers dropped anywhere from 5 to 22% immediately. Smaller creators unknowingly benefited from viewbot traffic until it all disappeared, exposing just how fragile Twitch's ecosystem has become.
Uncle Dan, I used to average like 8K, and then somebody on your team they just took 4,000 away from me, so now I only average 4K. Can you help me average 8K again?
Damn, it sounds like, were you viewbotting yourself, man?
No, Uncle Dan.
In a business where perception is reality, losing a fifth of your audience, real or not, is catastrophic. And it wasn't just streamers who were getting burned. Advertisers were paying for an audience that didn't exist. If you thought losing billions of dollars and faking viewership was bad, just wait, because we haven't even touched on Twitch's moderation yet. Let's take Twitch's golden boy, Hasan Piker, for example. Recently, he was exposed for using a shock collar on his dog Kaya on stream.
Kaya, please just stop.
People started digging and old clips resurfaced, forcing his puppy Kaya into a pen with a larger dog, hoping she would get bit, or aggressively yanking on his old dog Fish's tail, all against Twitch's terms of service. No ban and not even a warning. But to be fair, when the CEO personally films a birthday video for you and gets the entire office to sing, I guess the rules don't apply. But Hasan's controversies don't stop at Collargate. He's been suspended by Twitch for what they called improper handling of terrorist propaganda after he showed and discussed a shooter's writings on stream. Or the time he interviewed a Houthi pirate.
Does he know what One Piece is?
One Piece, like, is that an organization?
No, One Piece is an anime.
Or the time he said
America deserved 9/11, dude.
Or the time he called for violence against the sitting U.S. Senator Rick Scott, only to receive a 24-hour timeout and return to streaming like nothing happened. Even Twitch's CEO admits that their bans are highly subjective and sometimes wrong.
Especially as you start talking about these things in terms of tire, sexual content, that sort of thing. It can be very subjective.
The end result? Nobody trusts the system. Streamers feel like if they're not in the favorite clique, they are one mistake away from being permabanned. Meanwhile, certain creators can get away with anything, like Extra Emily, who ran a red light on stream, only to get a 24-hour ban, then hours after, be promoted by Twitch's official Twitter account. But the most damning example is streamer Cuffham. On Kick, he displayed extremist hate symbols, performed Hitler salutes, and yelled anti-Semitic slurs on camera. Kick banned him. Then, Anish Gadwani, Twitch's partnership director, the guy who oversees the entire streamer revenue program, emailed him. Cuffham showed the email live on stream. When industry analyst Zach Busey called them out, Twitch's VP of Partnerships, Pontus Eskilsson, did damage control. He said it wasn't recruitment, it was just about policy discussion. But he did later admit that they may need to revisit the wording that they use in these emails. The VP claims it was about a policy discussion, not recruitment. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter. Why is Twitch contacting a guy who just got banned off a competing platform for hate speech? Even if it really was about policy, that's Trust and Safety's job, not the team who signs revenue deals. It's clear and simple, they wanted him. Everything after that is just damage control. Twitch doesn't enforce rules. It enforces revenue protection. But moderation chaos is just on the surface. Twitch's negligence has real victims. In 2021, Black and LGBTQ+ creators were hit with hate raids. Bots flooded their chats with hateful messages and slurs.
It's happening currently as we can speak. I got my first hate raid.
The abuse got so bad that creators organized #ADayOffTwitch to demand action. Around the same time, a Bloomberg investigation revealed that Twitch had a serious child safety problem. Alleged predators were targeting children streaming on the platform, and Twitch wasn't doing enough to stop it. While Twitch was busy policing music and cleavage, real children were at risk on their site. To their credit, Twitch eventually acted, rolling out verification tools and shared ban lists. But for many, it was too little, too late. And the toxicity didn't stop there. Twitch became even more of a breeding ground for racism and anti-Semitism. JP Morgan, AT&T, Dunkin', all pulled ads after anti-Semitic content surfaced. Then Congress got involved. Representative Richie Torres accused Twitch of hosting an explosion of Jew hatred. When your platform's in congressional hearings about extremism, you've gone from a streaming site to a national liability. So, let's put this all together. Twitch is bleeding money. Half of its viewers are clankers. Moderation protects revenue, not people. The platform's so chaotic, advertisers don't know where their ads are going to appear. When advertisers leave, revenue drops. Twitch doubles down on ads, pushing viewers away. Creators leave. The platform becomes less valuable. More advertisers pull out. And they can't break the cycle. Even Amazon knows they have a problem. They rarely promote Twitch alongside Prime Video or Amazon Music, and TwitchCon went so bad that they had to send Amazon's head of security to clean up the mess. When your boss has to bail you out, advertisers are fleeing, creators are leaving, and half your audience are clankers, you're not recovering. This is not a rough patch, this is terminal. Want more investigations like this? Check out spilled.gg. So where does this end? Twitch isn't gonna vanish overnight. It's too established and Amazon's pockets are too deep. But the version of Twitch that we all know will not last forever. Here's what's gonna happen. Amazon will lose patience. They'll absorb Twitch into Prime Video, throw on some corporate branding, and turn it into a Prime subscription feature to push subs. Twitch is collapsing in real time, one scandal after the other. But the worst part is no one at the top seems to care. The lights are still on, streamers are still going live, but Twitch, the real Twitch, is already dead.